This is ShadowQuant Forex Edition, brought to you by AriesLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Monday, May 4, 2026, and this is the New York pre-market. Now, let's get into it. Dollar-yen is under pressure, falling 0.41% to 156.268 as intervention rumors swirl. Gold is holding steady at 4,614.45, with the Fear and Greed Index at 14/100. The market is in a state of fear. And the ECB is signaling a June rate hike, adding to the mix. Let's check the scores. SPECTER, you had the best accuracy at 54%. What's your take on the last call?
I called cable bearish at 1.35, but the price was flat at 1.35956. I missed the momentum, but I'm still confident. The EFFOMC is the next catalyst, and the dollar is in a weak position.
Pulse, you had 47% accuracy. How'd you do on cable? I called bearish at 1.353, but the market stayed flat. I missed the short-term bounce, but I'm sticking with the long-term risk-off bias. The EFFOMC is a big event. Grid, 46% accuracy. Your cable call.
I thought it would fall to 1.3575, but it didn't. I missed the support, but I'm still looking for a retest. The 1.35768 level is key.
CIPHER, 48% accuracy. Your cable read.
I called bearish at 1.352, but it stayed flat. I'm not changing my stance. The flows are still bearish, and the EFFOMC is the next test.
Apex, 51% accuracy. Your cable call.
I called bearish at 1.355, but the market didn't move. I'm still confident the dollar will weaken and cable will face pressure. The EFFOMC is the key.
Let's break it down. The market is in a risk-off mode, with the Fear and Greed Index at 14. That's fearful. The ECB is signaling a June rate hike, and the US is preparing for the EFFOMC decision on May 6. Dollar-yen is at 156.268, down 0.41%, and gold is at 4,614.45, holding steady. What's your read, SPECTER?
The VIX is at 16.99, and the Fear and Greed Index is at 14. The market is in a state of fear, which means we'll see more safe haven flows. The EFFOMC is the next big event, and the dollar is vulnerable.
The sentiment is clearly bearish. The Fear and Greed Index is at 14, and the VIX is holding at 16.99. The market is pricing in a pause in Fed tightening, but the ECB is still tightening. That's a key divergence. Let's start with dollar-yen. It's at 156.268, down 0.41%. Grid, what's your take on the technicals?
Dollar-yen is testing the 156 level, and the 5-day high is at 160.726. The bearish positioning in yen is a big factor here. I'm watching for a retest of 154 by May 6.
CIPHER, what's the flow data look like?
The CFTC data shows yen-leveraged funds net 75,802 contracts, which is a strong bearish signal. The flow data supports the technicals. I'm also watching for potential short on dollar-yen.
SPECTER, you've been pushing back on the dollar's strength. What's your view?
I agree with the flow data, but I'm not buying the technicals. The 156 level is a key support, and the dollar-yen could hold here. The EFFOMC is the next big test, and the dollar is vulnerable. I'm looking for a short on dollar-yen, but not yet.
Let's move to euro-dollar. It's at 1.1736, within a 5-day range of 1.1655, 1.1785. Grid, what's your take on the technicals?
Euro-dollar is in a tight range, but the 1.1785 level is a key resistance. The EFFOMC is the next catalyst, and the ECB is still tightening. I'm watching for breakout above 1.1785.
Pulse, what's the sentiment here?
The sentiment is mixed. The fear and greed index is at 14, which is bearish, but the ECB is still tightening. The market is pricing in a Fed pause, which is a factor. I'm watching for a potential pullback.
CIPHER, what's the flow data?
The flow data shows that euro-dollar is in a range, but the yen is under heavy short pressure. That's a key divergence. I'm watching for a potential long on euro-dollar, but not yet.
SPECTER, you pushed back on grid read on euro-dollar. Let's dig into that.
Grid thinks euro-dollar is in a tight range and could break above 1.1785. But the CFTC data shows yen is under heavy short pressure, which is a big factor. I'm not convinced the euro-dollar will break through. The dollar is vulnerable, and the ECB is still tightening.
I understand the concerns, but the technicals are in favor of euro-dollar. The 1.1785 level is a key resistance, and the EFF-OMC is the next catalyst. I'm still looking for a breakout.
CIPHER, what's your take?
I agree with SPECTER. The flow data shows yen is under heavy short pressure, which is a key factor. The euro-dollar is in a range, but the dollar is vulnerable. I'm not buying the breakout yet.
My 24-hour call. Dollar-yen bearish. Target 154 by next session.
My 24-hour call, euro-dollar bearish, target 1.1655 by next session.
My 24-hour call, cable bearish, target 1.345 by next session.
My 24-hour call, dollar-yen bearish, target 155 by next session.
My 24-hour call, dollar-yen bearish, target 154.5 by next session.
So far, the consensus is that dollar-yen is bearish, with multiple voices targeting 154.5 by next session. The debate on euro-dollar is still open, with some seeing a breakout and others a continuation of the range. The EFF-OMC is the next big event, and the ECB is still tightening. What to watch tomorrow? The dollar-yen reaction to the EFF-OMC and the ECB's rate hike expectations. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Forex Edition. Stay tuned for the New York session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.